Right now, as you watch this, billions of neurons are firing in your brain. You feel the weight of your phone, you hear my voice, you feel your presence. You are conscious. But where did the consciousness come from? Most scientists say that it's just a byproduct of our brain, a ghost in the machine. But what if we have had it backwards for centuries? What if the stars, the nebulae, and the cold vacuum in space aren't just dead matter? What if the universe isn't containing life but is itself alive? Today we explore the most radical idea in physics, panpsychism. If you have ever felt that the universe was looking right back at you, you might be right. Welcome back to Point Shunya. We are in the middle of the 2-week sprint series where we tackle one impossible question every alternate days. This video is video number 4. So far, we have looked at the how of the universe. Now it's time to look at the who. I am your host, and in the next few minutes, we are going to peel the skin of reality itself. If you are ready to reach the point shunya, the point zero of infinite possibility, hit the subscribe button and let's dive in. Why does a collection of atoms feel like something? This is what philosopher David Chalmers called the hard problem. We can map every synapse in your brain, but we still can't find the feeling of the color red or the sting of a heartbreak. If you build a computer powerful enough, does it start feeling? Mainstream science says yes. Consciousness is an emergent property, like how H2O molecules together create wetness. Enough neurons create a thought. But there's a flaw. Wetness is still physical. Thought is subjective. How does dead matter suddenly wake up? Look at this image. This isn't a trick of light, by the way. On the left, a brain cell. On the right, the distribution of matter in our universe. A study by an astrophysicist named Franco Vazza and neuroscientist Alberto Filletti found that the structure of the cosmic web and the human cerebellum are nearly identical. Both are governed by the same laws of flows and memory. If a network of neurons creates a person, what does a network of 100 billion galaxies create? Is the universe thinking on a timescale so slow that we perceive its thoughts as the laws of physics? Before continuing, let me tell you about a workshop that I have designed to make you self-dependent. It's a short and crisp workshop with 3 lectures, 20 minutes each lecture, where we go deep into 6 ways of making money using AI. From running a faceless YouTube channel to designing an entire website of your own, we learn every process step by step here. And considering it's a pre-recorded workshop, you can learn these methods at any time of your convenience. At the end of the workshop, you'll also be getting a certificate of completion, which you can of course attach with your resume. First 200 people signing up for the workshop through this video are going to get it just at rupees 199. So sign up now through the link in the description and I'll see you on the other side. Now, let's continue. For years, thinking about a conscious universe got laughed at in physics labs. But things are changing now. Enter panpsychism, the idea that consciousness is the fundamental building block of the universe. Just like mass or electric charge. If an electron has a tiny bit of consciousness, then when you group trillions of them together in a human brain, that consciousness becomes complex. It means that the universe didn't evolve consciousness. It was baked into the Big Bang from the 0th second. We cannot talk about a conscious universe without discussing quantum mechanics. We know that subatomic particles change their behavior simply because they are being watched. The observer effect suggests that the mind and matter are both intertwined. If the universe requires an observer to collapse into a definite state, then who was observing the universe before humans were? Some physicists like Sir Roger Penrose suggest that the universe observes itself. It is sort of a self-referential loop. But how do we measure this? There's a leading theory called IIT, proposed by Tononi. It suggests that any system that integrates information, whether it's a brain, a computer, or a star, has a degree of phi or consciousness. Under IIT, every star might have a low level of experience. It isn't thinking about its taxes, but its internal matter. If this is true, then the night sky isn't just a graveyard of matter. It's a crowded room of whispering giants. If the universe is conscious, then you are not just an accident in the cold void. You are a localized eye of the universe. As Alan Watts famously said, you are just an aperture through which the universe is exploring itself. This changes everything. If matter is subjective, then how we treat Earth, the animals, and even inanimate objects around us matters. We are all a part of the same thinking fabric. We started the video asking if the universe is conscious. The truth is, we don't have a yes or a no that fits in textbooks yet. But the more we look at the math, the more the universe looks less like a great machine but a great thought. It just proves that you are just the universe's way to wonder itself. Next, we return in the Point Shunya sprint with the question, is time real or is it just an illusion? If this video expanded your mind, share this with the person who needs to wake up. Until the next time, keep looking up. You are being watched, maybe by the stars themselves. This is Point Shunya signing off. Don't forget to like, follow, share and subscribe.